Hello and good morning. The time is 7:11 a.m. on Thursday, the 10th of March, and this is my forecast for the day ahead. Okay, so here is the Aussie US dollar. As you can see, guys, what has happened since the last recap that I had. Okay, we of course had this range. We've got evidence we're going to be range bound. We broke the higher retrace, broke the lower retrace, giving us evidence we're going to have that range, and that's exactly what we got. Then after that, what happened? You can see that we came into this area of liquidity with a fair bit of momentum, but again, we started to die out. You could see the size of this candle and we got a wick. And what happened after the wick was very important. You can see that we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, giving us evidence that we want to sit on our hands and be patient and see what happens next. Then after that, you can see, of course, we pushed down, but again, even after the push down, what happened? We formed a large wick and a pretty aggressive retrace, giving me evidence that I want to sit on my hands. So again, what am I looking for next on this pair between now and my evening forecast? Well, if we start to impulse up, more than happy to get involved in a nice continuation flag, very high probability, okay? Now again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of a range. You can see we've got this V shape, we could just get a range and then move in the direction of the second leg. If we do that and we then get the flag again, very high probability, very low risk, I will be looking to enter that, okay? Now again, we may not get that. We might just start to break the high, retrace, break the higher retrace, and continue up in this ascending manner. If we do that, I will be looking at opportunities to go south, okay? But again, this will have to take a little bit of time to form. It may form actually quite quickly, but again, the quality of this has to be high. I want to see real weakness, okay? So far, we are getting that kind of evidence that we are seeing weakness to the upside. But again, we did get a V here, so it's not surprising that we could just get a range and push up, okay? So again, for me, I am sitting on my hands, being patient and waiting for that scenario. Again, alternatively, we could just start impulsing down, okay? If we impulse down, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag, very high probability on this pair, okay? So again, that's what I'm going to be looking at in the market ahead. For me currently, I'm not seeing any kind of indication where we want to go apart from that V. And to me, to be honest, that V isn't really in a great position. To me, we just pushed down and pushed up. We could suggest that there was an area of liquidity grab here. But again, for me, I want to see that V in a lot better of a location, okay? Like I say, like this kind of V where we get the momentum down and momentum up, similar to this, where we've got momentum up, momentum down, and we see that range and then we see the push. Again, it's much more high probability from an area like this than from an area like this, okay? So for me, again, I'm waiting for a lot more price action. Again, we could just push up, come down, break the high with momentum, pull back to this level and continue like that. I will be looking for a setup like that, okay? Again, very, very nice and very high probability. We know this pair likes to trend correctively, so I will be looking for a setup like this. But for now, sitting on my hands and being patient with this pair. Next pair is the Aussie Japanese yen. So as you can see, guys, I did not take this continuation flag, okay, that I know that some traders did take. So I'll explain my thought process as to why I didn't take that. So as you can see, guys, we did come down in this kind of descending manner. Again, a little bit volatile here. We saw that at the end, we broke the low, retrace, broke the high here, retrace, giving us evidence we're going to have a range, and that's exactly what we got. Yes, of course, down here, we did break the low. And again, what happened after? You can see we got the range. And again, I might have shown this to you guys on the last forecast. There's an area of liquidity here. How have we gone through this area of liquidity here? We can clearly see we have broken through with momentum. We're seeing that commitment, okay? But like I always say, when I am taking or looking for a flag, I am looking to see what happens after, okay? After the impulse. That is very important, okay? Now, as you can see, guys, the next two candles, okay, didn't really show me much shift of momentum. You can see we formed a wick. Again, we didn't really see a shift here, okay? Then the next candle, of course, you can see we broke the bottom line right here, okay? And then the next candle, so if I bar replay this and show you step by step. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, this is looking decent. Let's see what happens next, okay? So again, waiting for more price action. And then we get this candle. Now for me, again, this is a candle of concern, okay? Now the reason being is because you can see we've got wicks either side, showing us we've got volatility in the market. And also something that I was aware of is that I don't take deeper pullback flags on this pair, okay? You can see that we have, in a sense, we've got the impulse up, we've got the pull down, and again, we have pulled back quite a bit, okay? Giving me a warning sign, okay, as what the hell will happen next. Again, I was sitting on my hands being patient at this point. Again, this candle would have had to be blue for me to enter. I still wouldn't have entered it because, again, it's giving me a massive warning sign that we've got volatility in the market and we could start to range. And then we've got the next candle, right? Now, the next candle was a bearish candle, and for me, that just sold it to me that I personally did not want to get in the trade. For me, I'm starting to see a shift in momentum and a possible range, okay? This candle is telling me we're going to range. These three candles collectively are suggesting that the sellers are still trying to push down. You can see that buyers have tried to come in and sellers have come and push down. Buyers have tried to come in, sellers have tried to push down. Buyers come in, sellers pushing down. So again, for me, this is not even a very good looking flag. I would have wanted to stay out. And again, either anticipating a range or a reversal at this point. And as you can see, guys, we actually did get a range. Okay, and then what has happened since then? We have broken this high, broken a high here, retraced, and broken this high again and could possibly retrace. Okay, but again, I'm waiting for more price action. Okay, if we are on an uptrend, and we do know that this pair likes to trend correctively. So if we get a nice push, pull back to this level, I will be looking to get involved in a nice continuation of the trend, okay? Very nice and very high probability, okay? All depends on price action. Now, again, we may not get that. We might just impulse up. If we impulse up, happy to look for a nice continuation flag, okay? And again, we might just start to continue this ascending climb, okay? Break the high retrace, break the high retrace. If we continue to do that, I will be looking for opportunities to go down south, okay? So again, very, very nice and very high probability. You can see in essence, what have we done with this pair? Essentially, we've had very choppy price action range bound here. We've gone from a descending into an ascending, okay? But again, we want to see better price action for me personally to get involved in a corrective trend, okay? So again, I'm seeing on my hands being patient with this pair. Currently, we've just broken the high retrace, not giving me too much confidence that we want to go to the upside. So again, waiting on more price action. And again, even from this stage, we are more likely to go down considering current price. But again, price could actually still push up and I will be looking at opportunities to go long. Next pair is the Euro US dollar. And as you can see, guys, I didn't take any trades here, okay? I know that for me, for just a quick discussion on pending orders, we started to see some really nice momentum up. Even after this candle, for me, I personally did have a pending order at this location here. Now, the reason being, okay, if I bar replay it to here, okay, very simply, we know, what do I say with this pair all the time, okay? We did anticipate this move up. I did take a trade on the Euro Japanese yen that you may have saw me take on my previous forecast. But again, we are seeing that momentum up. How have we broken this, okay? Yes, we've broken this, formed a long wick, okay? Retrace, again, retrace with only one candle. You can clearly see, what's this candle telling me? We pull down, we try to push down, again, couldn't be sustained, and then we start to push up with heavy momentum. You can clearly see we're seeing momentum in the market. Now for me, on this pair, this break, okay, with this close, okay, is definitely high probability. For me, order is on, more than happy to take the 1% risk for this, okay? And also, why is that? What is the confidence that's supporting this? Well, like I say, what does this pair like to do? You like to see this kind of ascending and impulse up, right? Okay, so for me, again, even from the downside, actually, I'll actually draw the downside. We tend to get this impulse up, this ascending and impulse up, okay? In this scenario, for me, you can see that we started to get this, okay? We start to get a push up. So again, for me, more than happy to get that. I'm starting to see that kind of ascending nature and that push up. So for me, this was definitely, with that close and that break, for me, I was more than happy to set my order. Yes, we did have a wick here, but again, am I seeing any shift in momentum? Well, no, not really. Am I seeing momentum in the market? Well, yes. Look, we are pushing up. We are starting to push up. And again, here, look at this. We are seeing that momentum, okay? So again, for me, even despite this long wick, what happened after it? We got a long wick to the downside and we pushed up with some really nice momentum. So for me, again, on this pair, very high probability. So for me, I was happy to set my order there. But as you can see, we did not get tagged in and we did push up. Now I want to explain this scenario here because I think some people might have got involved in the bomb/combo here. Now again, I personally did not get involved and I'll show you why, okay? So for me, let's wind it back to around here, okay? Now for me, again, we did push, we obviously retraced here and then we pushed up and continued with that momentum, okay? Didn't really form such a large wick, so it's not really a concern. The next candle showed a little bit of aggressive pullback, but again, for me, still waiting for more price action. The next candle did retrace in a sense. So for me, we did start to get that range. Now, again, I was looking at this area, but again, when you think about it, at this location here, right? On this pair, what has price got to do? If your order is set, for me personally, if my order is set here, on this pair, price actually has to pull down like this to actually tag you in, okay? Like that. Now for me, if I see a candle like that, if I delete that, if I see a candle like that, that candle is showing me a shift in momentum, and I'm very wary of this pair doing this kind of move where you push up, you come down and start to see a little bit of a shift, and then you do this and then squeeze down to there, start to impulse down. Okay, it's not uncommon that we see that, and I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if we actually get that now. But again, like I say, if I saw a candle like this, this would have shown me a shift in momentum, okay, for this pair to enter that combo. And as you can see, guys, the next candle did actually show me that. For me, again, I'm seeing stagnation here. I'm seeing it's a little bit of aggressive pullback, stagnation, and again, more of an aggressive pullback to tag me in, okay? If we had broken the bottom line with a wick or actually shown some weakness, then I would have considered entering this trade. But for me, again, it wasn't high probability based on that, okay? I would have liked to see price actually come down a little bit more before tapping me in for a continuation bullet or a combo. But again, price action was not right for me personally. The distance and this, again, shifted momentum, even though, yes, we have got a tag here and it is currently in profit. For me, I wasn't willing to take the risk on this pair, okay? So for me, I was happy to stay out. Now, again, for anyone that's involved, again, I do wish that, you know, it does push up and give you some really nice profit. For me, again, like I say, the reason it didn't fit my plan is because of where we had to actually pull from this candle here, okay? And I'm starting to see a shift in momentum. So again, for me, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to do this and push down, okay? So again, what am I looking for on this pair? Well, we can clearly see we are on an uptrend. So for me, if we break the high, pull back to this level, I will be looking to get involved, okay? Very nice, very high probability. We are trend traders. So again, I want to be involved in the continuation of the trend. Now, we may not get that. Like I say, we can just get this kind of ascending, okay, ascending even here, and then impulse up. We could even impulse up from here. If we impulse up, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag, okay? Very high probability. But again, like I say, we could just impulse down from here. If we impulse down, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag to go down south, okay? So again, for me, I'm patiently sitting on my hands on this pair. Price action is looking really nice, was looking really nice here. We didn't really get a chance to get involved, but again, that's what's going to happen sometimes. There's going to be trends where we don't get involved. But again, like I say, to anyone involved that is in this kind of continuation here, I do wish the best and I hope it does fly for you. But again, for me, it didn't really fit my plan. Next pair is the Euro Japanese yen, and as you can see, guys, I did take a trade here, okay? Now again, for me, I know a lot of traders have been talking about stop loss. I was happy to keep a 12-pip stop loss on this. As you can see, I took it after spread hours. This candle here was spread hours, so again, it was actually just a little bit that way, something like that. So again, took it after spread hours, and again, I'll show you why I entered, okay? For me, this trade was a no-brainer, okay? This was a 95% confidence for me to take this. We can clearly see, guys, what have I said about this pair all the time, is that what happens when we see this ascending and we impulse up, I'm more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag, okay? Now again, let's look at the flag. You can see we pushed up at a very nice close, no wick. Yes, we got a little bit of aggressive retrace, okay, but again, not really too much, seeing as we pulled back in the next candle. The next candle was counter trend, then we broke the low and retraced immediately, okay, and this candle happened on 9 p.m. So again, I was waiting for spread hours to finish to enter. So again, for me, this was an absolutely beautiful flag. If you guys look at this, for me, this is actually a perfect flag. You can see we've pushed up with really nice momentum, got a nice tight looking flag. Even the entry is at a really nice location and very high probability that we'll break the high and continue, okay? And as you can see, guys, we of course we did continue to break the high, okay? But even so, at this current point in time, we wouldn't have had a chance to minimize our risk. I think even if you had a 15-pip stop loss, you would have been taken out. So anyone with a 20-pip stop loss would actually still be in this trade. But again, for me, like I say, I was more than happy to take it. For me, it was a no-brainer trade. Yes, we are seeing this issue with stop loss sizes, so this is something I will consider changing. But again, like I say, I stuck to my rules and actually executed on this trade. So for me personally, I was more than happy to get involved in that, okay? Happy to take that full 1% loss. I would take this trade, for me personally, all day long. Okay, so what am I looking for next? Well, we can clearly see what's happened after this, okay? We've broken this high, retraced, okay? We have broken this high, retraced. I'm not seeing any evidence that we want to go up north. Now, what do I know about this pair? I also see if we impulse up and we start to see weakness, okay? I'm looking at opportunities also to go down south, okay? So again, both directions, north and south. If we start to actually impulse down, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag, okay? Very nice, very high probability. But again, I will be looking for a reversal setup, okay? If we break the low, pull back to this level, I will be looking for a reversal setup, okay? But again, for me personally, this is a little bit more range bound. Ideally, I would like to see a lot more breaking higher retracing, possibly with some nice wicks. But again, I can't be too picky. I'll have to read price action as it comes. Price action is right, I will be looking to get involved in that reversal setup, okay? Very nice and very high probability, okay? But again, that is what I'm going to be looking at on this pair. Like I say, I did take that bomb. For me, it was a no-brainer. It was actually an absolutely beautiful bomb, and I'll take that all day long. Next pair is the pound. As you can see, guys, still pretty choppy. We haven't really shown any level of commitment here. For me, again, what's happened here? We had a high here, broke the side, formed a large wick, retraced, broke the high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, again coming up in this ascending. Then after that, we broke the low, formed a large wick, retrace, giving us evidence that we're going to be range bound. So again, what am I looking for on this pair? Well, I want to see commitment. If we impulse up, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag. Very nice, very high probability. Same to the downside. Impulse down, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag. Also, this pair likes its continuation. So again, if we start to see momentum, pull back, break, pull back, I'm more than happy to get involved. Very nice, very high probability. Same to the downside. Push down, pull back, push down, pull back, more than happy to get involved, okay? We're seeing momentum in the market and I'm more than happy to get involved. This pair does like its continuations like that. So again, for me, what am I waiting for on this pair? I'm waiting for commitment, okay? I'm waiting for more of a commitment like this, okay? Or even to like this, this kind of commitment, okay? I want to see a lot more of a push. This pair likes to move heavily, and again, I'm just not seeing it in recent price action. So again, waiting for more price action. Next pair is the New Zealand Japanese yen. As you can see, guys, again, this pair has just been very, very volatile and choppy. You can kind of see there's just been V's everywhere. Here you can see, look, V, 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 V. Kind of tried a V, but again, didn't really get a V. We got a bit of a range here. So again, you know, it's not looking too great. But I have noticed, again, we can see we are on descending, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if price starts to exhaust and push down. Currently, what are we seeing, okay? We can see we've had a high here, we broke the high here, retraced, okay? And then again, what happened after that? You can see we pushed down. Then again, I wouldn't be interested in getting in a combo or continuation here. You can see we pushed down with an aggressive retrace, not for me. Then again, what happened here? You can see we broke the high, retraced, broke the high here, retraced, and again, breaking the high, retraced. We can see we're forming this. Now again, what am I looking for next? You can see this is turning a bit tighter. If we actually break the low, pull back to level, I will be looking for a reversal setup, okay? You can see, like I said, we've been ascending for a while. This would be very high probability on this pair, okay? Now, we may not get that. We may start to push down. If we push down, I will be looking to get involved in a nice continuation of a trend, okay? Very nice, very high probability. And again, same to the upside. We push up, pull back, push up, pull back. I will be looking to get involved in that scenario because, again, this pair likes to trend correctively. So I am sitting on my hands being patient and we'll be checking on this pair. I'm seeing very strong weakness to the upside. As you can see, we've formed this really nice, really tight ascending nature, okay? So again, for me, I am looking to get involved in this pair. This is really nice. And to anyone that is actually likes to look at a flip chart, you can look at it from this way. You can see that we have formed this kind of really nice descending nature here, okay? You can see that. So again, for me, it's forming a very nice, very high probability setup where you get this larger descending with a smaller descending, again, more likely to push up, but again, waiting for evidence for that to happen. So again, that is what I'll be looking at in the market ahead. I hope you guys have a fantastic trading day ahead, and I'll speak to you in my next forecast.